I am called Girin Frostblood, daughter of Garly Runebearer and Heldi Runebearer of Barzogul. It's been demanded of me to record this report by the leader of the Runekeepers, and my personal teacher, Thorolf Bonax, the Runebearer of Barzogul. Although I'm a rune warrior deemed a skilled rune writer by my masters, I've never been good at words. I've always been better at swinging frozen hammers. Yet, I will do my best to tell you the unimaginable horrors I and my friends witnessed. Before I start, I must make some things clear so that my and my fellow runekeepers' way of thinking through these events can be understood more clearly. The teachings of Garly, of Heldi, of Thorolf, of their masters, and of our ancestors clearly state that a warrior is skilled when they perfect the art of the weapon. They're safe when their weapons are sharp. They're clever when their mind can slice obstacles like a blade. They're powerful when they encounter enemies just like themselves. And they're worthy only when they stand tall against such enemies. When the horror began, we were on the way back to Torath, returning from a quest we'd been assigned. During said quest, we investigated the runes and helic writings used by the cult members of the Dead Tongue of Loki around the place known as Katzel. Thanks to our faith, education, and martial prowess, we successfully solved the situation, found the desecrated cult cell, and delivered our own brand of runic justice. Although we're no judges of Tyr, we felt free and righteous in sentencing them to death due to their heretical use of runes. Their actions would end up harming the Allfather, the other gods, and their followers, and so our verdict was, and had to be, final. One of our many duties was the identification and destruction of those runes, as well as the related parchments and other items. During our detailed search, we uncovered a large piece of black ice covered with helic writings and necromantic runes. No matter how many times we tried, we couldn't purge the runes, so we decided to carry the black ice to our masters in Thorath for further investigation. All these actions were taken by myself, Girin Frostblood, the rune warrior, my Austri friend, Vigorin the rune walker, and my Kuning friend, Gunhild Astar, the rune gothi of Odin. All of us not so veteran members of the Runekeepers. On our way back to Thorath, we stopped in a forest to rest. It was night, it was dark, and sometimes we could hear the howls of the wolves. We kept watch as we always do, but the night was distressing for both the sleepers and the guards. We all had horrible nightmares of dark creatures chasing us in the woods, and we all saw shadowy figures moving between the trees. We kept traveling for the next 2 days. We'd expected to leave the forest on the second night, but we couldn't. For the next 3 days, we just kept walking in the forest, but something felt wrong. It was like we were circling around in a maze. On the 5th day, we realized the colors were fading. Everything around us had turned grayer. All of us were faithful followers of Odin, representing different aspects of the runes gifted to us by the Allfather. Also, we were all well educated and prepared for mystical situations. But this was different. At first, I thought that my education would not be enough to overcome the problem before us. Although I received years of training, I'm not able to build a bond with my hammer that lets me preserve my soul within. History has many examples of mighty rune warriors who changed the course of events with their deeds, and I certainly am not one of them. I was not prepared. My friends must have felt the same, so we decided to pray and to prepare the best we can. After hours of divination, preparation, and small sacrifices, we all understood that this was our test. This was our chance to make our names known in the hallowed halls of Valhalla before we even go there. The night fell again, darker than before. In the darkness, the black ice glowed foul gray, illuminating the area around us but filling our chests with fear. The trees closed their arms around us. The moon, the stars, the sky, nothing was visible. It was just the three of us, against our unknown enemies. I don't know for how long we waited. Standing in the middle of that dark forest, back to back with our fellow warriors, weapons always at the ready. It was exhausting. Our arms and legs were shaking, yet our minds were filled with dreams of glorious death and our hearts were beating for Valhalla. A wolf howled monstrously and a beast leapt out of the shadows. And we were face to face with Draugr Wervargers. I don't know how long we fought, but to me it felt like weeks and months. We battled through the horde of the dead. They were coming for the black ice I was carrying, so my friends tried to protect me while we struggled to move through the shadows, raining down on us. It took countless swings, runes, prayers, shouts, and a whole lot of death for me to be able to leave the forest alive with the black ice. Alas, I had to leave my friends behind to complete our quest. I am called Girin Frostblood, daughter of Garli Runebearer and Heldi Runebearer, both of Barzogul. Student of Thoroth Bonax, Runebearer of Barzogul. Member of the Runekeepers. Follower of the teachings of Garli, of Heldi, of Thoroth, of their masters and of the ancestors. I now prepare my armor and weapons to clear the corruption that took my friends from me. I will make them know their sacrifices were not in vain, and I will make them toast for me while they watch from the golden halls of Valhalla. For vengeance! For Odin! For Valhalla!